Before we start, I want to encourage you to check out our Patreon page. We currently have a poll up where we're asking our patrons which video they'd like to see out next. Why Parliament is so unruly, or what's the role of the Speaker? Any Patreon backer who donates more than $3 a month gets access to our polls and can vote in this poll and all of the ones in the future. The poll closes on Saturday 21st of March at 10 PM, so head over to patreon.com/TLDR news to place your vote before it closes. So we're another day closer to the Brexit deadline, only 7 days and counting. Where do we stand? Well, last night Theresa May spoke to the nation to present her plans for the future of Brexit. She argued that there were two realistic options left at this point: leave with no deal on the 29th of March, or leave with her deal on the 22nd of May. A recent EU announcement made some changes to these dates, but this is what May proposed initially. If you want to find out what the EU announcements are and what they mean for the dates that the UK will leave the EU, then head over to our website. There's a link in the description. However, in this video we're going to talk more about the speech that Theresa May made last night. The speech, which has been pretty controversial, with many MPs tweeting afterwards criticising it. The main element of the controversy was her appeal to the public.
Nearly 3 years have passed since the public voted to leave the European Union. It was the biggest democratic exercise in our country's history. In March 2017, I triggered the Article 50 process for the UK to exit the EU, and Parliament supported it overwhelmingly. 2 years on, MPs have been unable to agree on a way to implement the UK's withdrawal. As a result, we will now not leave on time with a deal on the 29th of March. This delay is a matter of great personal regret for me. And of this I am absolutely sure. You, the public, have had enough. You're tired of the infighting. You're tired of the political games and the arcane procedural rows. Tired of MPs talking about nothing else but Brexit when you have real concerns about our children's schools, our National Health Service, knife crime. You want this stage of the Brexit process to be over and done with. I agree. I am on your side. It is now time for MPs to decide.
In summary, Theresa May claimed that what happened up until this point hasn't been her fault. It's the fault of MPs. You can see this argument with the fact that MPs have voted down her deal and also the idea of a no deal. However, you could argue that it was her negotiating the deal without consultation of the opposition that led to its denial, thus making it her fault. Many arguments could be made either side, but that's not the point of this video. The reason why it was so controversial is because it was blaming MPs.
So far, Parliament has done everything possible to avoid making a choice. Motion after motion and amendment after amendment has been tabled without Parliament ever deciding what it wants. All MPs have been willing to say is what they do not want. I am not prepared to delay Brexit any further than the 30th of June. We asked you the question already, and you gave us your answer. Now you want us to get on with it, and that is what I am determined to do.
Some MPs have claimed that Theresa May is pitting Parliament against the people. In fact, Lisa Nady's full tweet went further, saying that the Prime Minister's statement was disgraceful. Pitting Parliament against the public in the current environment is dangerous and reckless. Yesterday her government attacked civil servants. Now she's attacking the MPs whose votes she needs. It will have cost her support. This is a dangerous move. As Lisa says, she's upsetting the MPs whose support she needs in order to progress with Brexit. In blaming the current situation on them, it could prove difficult to win them over next week in the crucial votes. Additionally, yesterday an MP was attacked and blamed Theresa May's speech for it. Lloyd Russell Moyle, Labour MP for Brighton Kemp Town, was hit on the street and called a traitor when he was out campaigning for a final say vote. Moreover, the language she used has been described as populist. Populism is a highly contested term, but it boils down to the idea that politicians pit the people against the corrupt elite. In the last few decades, many leaders in Europe have been described as populist. Viktor Orban in Hungary, and Erdogan in Turkey, for example. Obviously, due to the fact that populists have eroded civil liberties and reduced checks and balances, Using this term to describe the Prime Minister is highly controversial and inflammatory. Just to be clear though, no one, or very few people, are describing Theresa May herself as populist, just the language used in the speech last night.
MPs have been unable to agree on a way to implement the UK's withdrawal. This delay is a matter of great personal regret for me. I am on your side. It is now time for MPs to decide.
The fact it's been interpreted as using populist rhetoric shows just how poorly it's gone down with some people. The backlash to the announcement has been pretty severe. One response was a petition on Parliament's official petitions website asking the government to revoke Article 50 and remain in the EU. The petition is doing pretty well. No, scrap that. It's doing incredibly well. At the time of writing, the petition has over 1.7 million signatures, and every time we refresh the page, it kept jumping up. Regardless of which side of the debate you fall on, it's hard to deny that there's still a huge number of Brits who would rather see the entirety of Brexit put behind us. Now's not a good time to be going round upsetting MPs. May's hoping to bring back her deal to Parliament for a third time next week, as she explains in the speech.
So today I have written to Donald Tusk, the President of the European Council, to request a short extension of Article 50 up to the 30th of June to give MPs the time to make a final choice. Do they want to leave the EU with a deal which delivers on the result of the referendum, that takes back control of our money, borders and laws while protecting jobs and our national security? Do they want to leave without a deal? Or do they not want to leave at all, causing potentially irreparable damage to public trust, not just in this generation of politicians, but to our entire democratic process? It is high time we made a decision. I passionately hope MPs will find a way to back the deal I've negotiated with the EU. A deal that delivers on the result of the referendum and is the very best deal negotiable. And I will continue to work night and day to secure the support of my colleagues, the DUP and others for this deal.
Considering how the deal performed the last two times it made it to the House, the biggest and third biggest defeats for a government in parliamentary history, now isn't a time to be making enemies. May's clearly trying to get the public on side and appease leave-voting Conservative members. Considering the majority of Conservative members support a no-deal Brexit and therefore probably don't approve of her deal, she may feel some pressure to appear more Brexiteer-y. However, this slightly ham-fisted, faux inspirational speech came at the expense of those in Parliament, those who she really needs to appease the most. Remember to subscribe to be notified when all of our videos come out. Following us across our other social accounts means you'll never miss a thing, and you'll be notified when any of our videos or articles come out. You can find us by simply searching for TLDR News.